Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alice. If you're new here, thank you very much for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber. So in today's video, I've had one or two people send me a message and ask me that, oh, if I come to the UK, do you think I'll be able to work and pay the balance of my tuition fee? I've had people say, oh, I'm licensed with Hcpc, which is like health, I can't remember word, but I'll write the full meaning of Hcpc out there. I'm licensed with Hcpc. Do you think I can work certain jobs as a student and also be able to afford paying my school fees? I'm just going to be straight with you here. As a single student that has bills to pay, that is just working 20 hours weekly, I don't think you'll be able to pay your school fees. And now the school fees I'm even talking about is, for example, if you're coming to Salford initial deposit is 5,500. As at the time I did my own admission, don't come to me anyway, as at 2022, that was the initial deposit that was required from Salford, either 5,000 or 5,500, I can't remember. So at the end of everything, the balance you have to pay is about 6,500 and so even as at having a balance of 6,500, you probably will not be able to pay, because you're earning about, let's say on a great day, like this is like the highest value, you're earning about 1,000, and probably your bills, your feeding and everything will take more than half of that. So you literally have less than 500 to save every month. And trust me, there are a lot of months you might not earn up to 1,000, especially when you just come into the country. Like first 2-3 months you might not earn up to that. So you have to take all that into consideration. The reality is that you might not be able to pay your school fees solely based off what you are earning in the country, because even that you're going to be settling in, you're going to buy a lot of things. If you watch my previous video on finance, on finance coming to the UK, what you have to buy, you will understand what I'm saying more. So if you've not watched the video, do watch the video. I'll put the link up in the description below. But if you're a single student, you have family here in the UK, you have someone you're staying with, you're not paying bills, you're not paying rent, feeding is covered for you, because you know whoever you're staying with, family is covering it. So you know probably the only thing you're spending on is transportation, and you're working your normal 20 hours, you're able to work like 20 hours every single week. You probably might be able to save to pay the balance of your school fees. Now there's that possibility that you might just be able to work hard and get enough money to pay the balance of your school fees. Remember, I said that's if you're not going to be paying bills throughout those months you're going to be working. Like maybe throughout your 9 months you're staying with somebody, so the house rent, payment of house rent is out of it, bill payment is out of it, feeding is out of it. There's a probability you might actually be able to pay your school fees. Now if you're coming in with a dependent, for example, you're coming in with a dependent and you do not have kids, your dependent can work full-time while you're working 20 hours a week. Now there is also a higher possibility that you might be able to pay the balance of your tuition fee, because one person is working full-time and you are able to work part-time. So you guys just have to bring your income together, and if your bills are like on the low side, you can know how you manage yourself, and one person, this is the amount of things that is going for the bills, and both of you will be saving towards the balance of the school fees, and that will, trust me, will ease a lot of burden, and that increases the probability of you being able to pay your school fees. Now why I said people that are coming with dependents without children is because if you have children, on the other hand, the expenses of your kids are also there, which will take a chunk out of your income. All your bills will be on the increase because of, obviously, you have kids. And then secondly, if your kids are small and are not going to school yet, you probably will have to, both of you have to adjust your schedule in the way that one person always has to be at home to stay with the child, or you have to pay for daycare. And trust me, daycare in this country is expensive, so they say. I don't have kids, but like daycare here is actually very expensive, so that will also reduce the probability of you being able to pay your school fees, even if you're coming in with the dependents, because you have a lot of things now to factor in. So the probability of being able to pay the balance of your school fees is actually lower. Now, so being able to pay your school fees depends on how much are you earning, how much are your bills, like what are you spending on. Do you not have bills to pay? Then it also depends on the school fees. You can't have a tuition balance of 13,000 and think you can pay that off by working 20 hours. not possible. Neither can you have a tuition of 13,000 and think, oh, because I'm coming in with a dependent, 13,000 pounds, I should be able to pay it. It's not that easy. It is not easy. Even if you're coming in with a dependent, working even up to 60 hours a week, it will be tough on you, because even throughout the period you're working, you're buying clothes to wear, you are eating. It's not like you're not spending any money. There are expenses, so you also have to consider that. I know a lot of people are always like, oh, just get there, you can do multiple jobs. I feel like the multiple jobs, the way people say multiple jobs, they make you feel like, oh, I have job A, I have job B, I have job C. And in most cases, it's just like maybe you're using an agency and they can say, oh, there's a cleaning job today, oh, there's an hotel job today. But at the end of the day, every job you're doing, you still have to limit it to the 20 hours. And even within that 20 hours, you have hours of unpaid break. Like now, you might be working 8 to 4 and they'll tell you, oh, from 8 to 4, we'll give you, we are not going to pay you for 30 minutes. We expect you to take a break of 30 minutes, and that's unpaid break. So if they're going to pay you at the end of the month, your pay might be 18.5 hours or 19 hours after they remove the unpaid break for you. So those are the kind of things that you also have to consider when you're working and studying. See, it's hard to juggle the two. Like, it's so hard to, because sometimes you're working, you come back, you're tired, you sleep, then you remember, oh, I have assessment. And assessment is not like, oh, you do 1 hour and you just go off. Like, you have to focus on your assessment and do it. And then you're like, oh my god, I also have to pick up shifts too. Like, I will still talk about my personal experience with everything that is going on after I see my results. Literally after I see my results, I'm still going to do a proper video on it. But just hold on for me. Let me see the result of my first semester, and then I will do that video. But then also, it's not easy. Like, even if you have a dependent, trust me, it is not easy working back to back to back. You will get tired. Even if you're doing customer support, you're just sitting down. Work is work. Work is work. That is why it is called work. They are paying you for work. Nobody will pay you for chilling. So if something is actually work, you will get tired. So you cannot say, oh, I can do 70 hours, I can do 80 hours. Won't you sleep? Won't you eat? Won't you rest? Things like that, even if you're going to be community dependent. So it is always good to set realistic expectations. So that is it. If you have any question about this part of school fees payment and everything, please let me know. If you have like, oh, but I heard somebody paid somewhere, also let me know, because and you see people say, oh, I saved 13,000 in 3 months, I saved 14,000 in 1 month. I don't know. Now, I think one thing most people don't talk about, even in those people who claim, like I say, because some of them have extra sources of income, some of them are running a business back in Nigeria, some of them do online creation, and some of them have other sources. Like, imagine now if I was a social media content creator, or like a big social media influencer, and I was getting money from Instagram and ads and all those kind of things that I built over the years prior to coming here, and I get paid on a steady even before coming here £1,000, and I come on the platform and say, oh, in 2 months I was able to save $5,000. So you can do it if I can do it. I think that's a wrong mentality, because not everybody has that. Not everybody has that social media influencing or platform I already have that can actually make me earn that particular money. So some people are coming, they don't know anything about social media, so seeing that is like, oh, so you mean by working I can get 5,000, not knowing that this person already has a platform or something they built that is actually already earning them money. So it's not like the location or something changed. It was that they already had extra source of income prior to coming to the UK and working. So the other work was just like supplementary work. So please, let's really be guided. I know other people might say something like I said, this is my experience, this is what I think, and this is, I won't say my reality, but basically you get the drift. Now, the second thing I'm going to talk about is jobs for international students. So now, there are a lot of job opportunities for international students, and I really think that after the very first 2 or 3 months being in the UK, most people actually do find part-time jobs in like other places. So once most people come in, like personally for me, coming in, I started work with Indeed Flex, and I still use Indeed Flex. For the very first month I was in the UK, I was working with Indeed Flex, and then Subsequently, after that, I also got a job with with a supermarket, where I was working as a checkout representative, or checkout customer representative, or it's checkout. I was working on the till, basically checkout. I was working on checkout or till. That was where I was working, and I think I did that for 1 month before I got my current job. I got the job for the supermarket from Indeed, so I was applying to different roles on the Indeed app. So there's Indeed Flex and then there's Indeed app. So I was using the Indeed app to actually apply to roles, and I got that one off Indeed. Then the current job where I'm working, I got it off LinkedIn. So initially I saw the job advert on LinkedIn. So now this is just me giving you an idea of, so I'm basically explain platforms I've used. So you can, a lot of people find jobs, like people also work agency job, people also work do care work, like care support. I know for care support you have to do some care training, and then you can look up an agency, and I think there are also care homes that actually get people to work as domiciliary carers. I really don't have no details about care work. Now these jobs are jobs that pay you different. For me, basically, Indeed Flex, you see the rate of the jobs you pick, and it's like jobs are from £9.50, and there are jobs like on Indeed Flex. I've worked as a stadium person. I think I posted a video of my first job here in the UK on my channel. So it's, I worked in the stadium, I served drinks and all that. I've also worked in housekeeping, hotel housekeeping. I also do cleaning roles. I actually also still do these roles because during holidays now, now we're coming to Christmas break, so I'll be back on Indeed with full force looking for money. So these are jobs I still do alongside my job, because Christmas time, you know, there are more opportunities and I can work full-time. So I'm going to still be using Indeed Flex, and I know a lot of people who have actually gotten part-time roles in companies and associations and working with like proper steady part-time jobs. I think I've seen a lot of people now for the role of, oh, I am a biomedical scientist and I'm Hcpc registered. Can I work as a biomedical scientist here in the UK? So I think it is possible for you to work as a locum staff here in the UK even while doing your schooling. While schooling, locum tend to pay higher. At least most of the locum roles I've seen, they say 17, 18. The problem always is that the hours are not convenient. 90% of the locum job offers you will see are job offers for full-time, 45 hours per week. They need people that can work 8 to 5 Monday to Friday, which cannot apply to me because I can only work 20 hours. So some people are lucky. So it's not like everybody has the opportunity to do that. I've heard of 1 or 2 cases where people, you know, got the job and it was good enough. It was good enough for them, and some without sacrifice. But now it's not like it's so easy to get. Some people also work as what they call them MLA, medical laboratory assistant, and I really believe it's like technician work over, like what we call technicians, like MLT technicians is like what they call their MLA. Yeah, and some people also have the opportunity as working in MLA roles, and I even still think the MLA role, the conditions of working in MLA, medical laboratory assistant, is still similar to working as a local biomedical scientist, because they will still always tell you, oh, 8 to 5, 30 hours, 45 hours. And it's not like you can tell them, oh, I can work for 5 hours during the holiday and I'll have to revert to 20 hours. Most people want like a set standard, a set rule or a set time for your contract. So basically that's it for this video. So thank you very much if you watched this far. If you have any question concerning anything I mentioned in the video, or concerning general biomedical scientist, or any other question, please do feel free to let me know. You can put it in the comment section down below, or you can send me a message on Instagram or on LinkedIn, or you can send also a message to my email. But at any point in time when you send me your questions, I will try my possible best to answer it to the best of my knowledge, and if I don't know it, I will actually make inquiries. Now also, my next video is something very important. So I'm going to be having an interview with someone. I hope to learn a lot, and trust me, it is something you should actually like. Just, you know, that notification bell beside the subscribe button, click it so you get notified whenever I'm going to post this next video, because trust me, this next video will be enlightening, and I promise you it's something I'm also eager to learn, and I'm very sure it's going to bless a couple of people, bless you if you're like interested in biomedical science and, you know, the possibilities that you can reach with biomedical science. So that's in line. I don't want to spill everything. I want to, you know, give an element of surprise, so you'll be like, what are we discussing about? Who is she making an interview? What's this about? So, you know, just stay tuned till I come your way again in another video. Stay happy and stay blessed. Peace out.